Right, welcome to another section. In this section, we're talking about the exponential equation. Exponential equation, this is where we are going to be reducing some of these indices form into a quadratic equation. So I want you to follow me in this class as we begin. Now we have 3 questions we are going to be using here. Alright. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. If you have questions, feel free to ask. Alright, so we have the first one, which is what? 2 raised to the power 2x plus 4 into 2 raised to the power x minus 5 equals to what? 0. Are you seeing this now? So the first thing you are going to do is you are going to put this in form of this. Now remember the law, power law. Power law says that if I have a raised to the power x multiplied by y is the same thing as a raised to the power what? Xy. That means I'm going to change this 2 raised to the power 2x. I can change it to become 2 raised to the power x multiplied by what? 2. It is still the same thing as 2 times x, 2x. I see that. That means anywhere I see this thing now, I will put this. So that means I'm going to have 2 raised to the power what? X all raised to the power 2 plus 4 into 2 raised to the power x minus 5 equals to what? 0. You can see that I now have something like this, something like this. Then you are going to represent them with a letter that is different from what you have here. So you can say that let 2 raised to the power x be equals to y. That means anywhere you see 2 raised to the power x, we are going to put y. So that means this will become what? Y squared plus what? 4y minus 5 equal to 0. Are you seeing that now? This is a quadratic equation now. This is a quadratic equation. So we have to solve this quadratic equation. So let's solve using the factorization method. I want to believe that you are familiar with factorization method. So if you want to factorize this, what will be the factor? The factor is going to be 5 and 1. 5 and 1. So that means I'm going to have y squared plus what? 5y minus y minus 5 equal to what? 0. Are you seeing that now? I think this is what I'm going to have. Yes, this is what I'm going to have, because 1 times, this is 1 times minus 5, which will give me minus 5, and numbers are multiplied to, that we have together, that will give me 4. 5 minus 1 is 4. 5 times minus 1 is minus 5. So this is the value. So I'm going to add now. I have y into what? What's coming between this? So let me first take it like y squared plus what? 5y. Then minus y minus what? 5. I see that equal to what? 0. So this will give me what's coming between here? Y. And I'll be having what? Y plus 5. And then what's here? Minus. What's coming between this one? 1. And I'll be having what? Y plus 5. Because minus and minus is plus. And that'll give me what? 0. So this is what? Y minus 1. And then y plus what? 5 equal to what? 0. Then y minus 1 equal to 0. Or y plus 5 equal to 0. And now we have y equal to what? 1. Or y equal to minus 5. Are you seeing that? So we've gotten y to be what? To be 1 and minus 5. But that is not the question we are told to find. You are told to find x. And don't forget that you represented your y with 2 raised to, you represented your 2 raised to power x with what? Y. So now you are not going to say that recall that 2 raised to power x is equal to what? Y. So when y is equal to 1, our first answer is 1. We are going to have 2 raised to power x equal to what? 1. And that means I'm going to have 2 raised to power x equal to, this is the same thing as 2 raised to power 0. This cancels this. X equal to what? 0. Are you seeing that now? Now when y equal to what? Minus 5. When y equal to minus 5, you are going to have what? 2 raised to power x equal to minus 5. For this kind of thing, no solution. No what? No solution. Because of this negative answer that is here, you cannot have any solution. So this have no solution. So that means our final answer for x is what? me show to you that the answer is really x. If you put x here, 2 times x, which is 0, that's 2 times 0. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 raised to power 0, 1. 4, 2 raised to power 0 is 1. 4 times 1, 4. Then what? Minus 5 equal to 1 plus 4. 5 minus 5 equal to what? 0. You can see that 0 is equal to what? 0. And don't forget, I told you that the idea of equation is that your right hand side must be equal to your what? Your right hand side. So if everything here is equal to 0, that means it is correct. So our final answer for x is what? 0. Alright. So now let's go to the second question. So let me give you 10 seconds. Look at this question. Look at the solution. Do you think there are things you don't understand? If there are questions you don't understand, feel free. If there are any part you don't understand there, feel free to ask your question. Alright. So in absence of question, let's go to the second question now. The second question. Now, that one says that if I have 4 raised to power a, 4 raised to power a minus 2 raised to power a plus 2 minus 32 equals to 0. Are you seeing that now? See, what am I going to be having here? Very, very simple. Very simple. The first thing you need to do is to change this to 2 raised to power what? 2a. Are you seeing that? This is 2 raised to power 2a. 4 is 2 raised to power 2. Then this a that is here. Minus this one now. So let me write it like this. First, change 4 raised to power 8 to what? 2 raised to power 2a. The next thing you are going to change is 2 raised to power a plus 2. It's the same thing as 2 raised to power a times 2 raised to power 2. Yes or yes? Remember indices law. This, choose one base, add the power. That means if I have something like this, I can express it like this. Are you seeing that now? So anywhere you see these things now, you are going to put these two things. So this is the same thing as also saying 2 raised to power a into power 2. Remember. So that means here I will have 2 raised to power a into 2 minus this one has now become what? 2 raised to power a times 2 raised to power 2 minus what? 32 equal to what? 0. Are you seeing that now? And that will give us what now? You can see that we already have, so you can see let 2 raised to power a be equal to p. I told you you can choose any letter. So p, if it is p, that means here I will have what? P squared minus what? This is p multiplied by what? This is 4. So 4p minus 32 equal to what? 0. Are you seeing that now? So let me use another method of solution. I've used factorization method for this. So let me use formula method for this question now. Let's use formula method. So using formula method, you know the quadratic formula, which is what? X equals to minus b plus or minus square root of what? B squared minus 4ac all over what? 2a. Are you seeing that now? So this will now be what? Since I'm having p, so this will be p instead of x. Are you seeing? So I will have p equal to, let me find this. A here is 1. You know, from your quadratic equation, which is what? Ax squared plus what? Bx plus c equal to 0. So anything here is a, that means a is what? 1. B is what? B is minus 4. And then c is what? Minus 32. Alright, so let's put that here. So I will have minus 4 plus or minus square root of what? B squared minus 4, that's minus 4 all squared minus what? 4. A is what? 1 and then minus 32. Are you seeing that now? All over what? 2a. Are you seeing? So minus times minus will give us what? 4 plus or minus square root of minus 4 raised to power 2 is what? 16. Minus times minus is what? Plus. 4 times 32. 4 times 32. 4 times 2 is what? 8. 4 times 3, 12. Alright, over what? Over 2. And that give me what? 4 plus or minus 4 plus or minus square root of 128 plus 16. So let's do that in 128, 16. 8 plus this is 4. Another 4, another 1. So this is 144 over what? 2. I see that now. So that means my P is equal to, now equal to what? 4 plus or minus. Square root of 144 is what? Is 12 over what? Over 2. I see that now. So that means I'm going to have P equal to what? 4 plus 12 over 2, or P is equal to what? 4 minus 12 over 2. So this will give me what? P equal to this plus this is what? 16 over what? 2. P is equal to what? 8. Or P is equal to 4 minus 12. That's minus 8 over 2. P is equal to minus 4. I see that now. P is equal to minus 4. Alright. So P is equal to 8 and minus 4. Is that your final answer? No. So what is the next thing I will do? I will now recall. You will recall that what? What are you recalling now? You are recalling that what? That P, you can see that P is equal to what? I mean, you are recalling that 2 raised to power A, 2 raised to power A is equal to what? P. So that means 2 raised to power, when P is equal to, what's our first answer? 8. When P is equal to 8, and we have 2 raised to power A equal to what? 8. And that will be 2 raised to power A equal to what? 2 raised to power 3. This cancel this. A equal to what? 3. Are you seeing that now? Then the next one, when P equal to minus 4, and we have what? 2 raised to power A equal to minus 4. You see, because of this negative sign here, because of this negative sign that is here, you are going to say what? No solution. So once you have negative answer, you are going to have no solution. Alright. So let me give you 10 seconds again. Look at these questions. Is there anything you don't understand there? If there is anything you don't understand here, kindly let me know. Alright. So I believe no question. If you have a question, use the comment section to ask your question. Now we have the last question for today. In the last question, we have, don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video. In the last one, we have 3 raised to power 2x minus 9 equals to 0. Are you seeing that now? This one now you can solve it in 2 ways. You can either say that 3 raised to power 2x equals to what? 9. You know, if you have it equals to 9, you are going to now have what? 3 raised to power 2x equals to what? 3 raised to power 2. And then you say this cancel this. 2x equals to what? 2. And then x equals to what? 1. Are you seeing that now? This would have been a solution. But because it is in form of a quadratic equation, if you do this kind of solution, I will mark you down a bit. I will mark you down a bit because you have to have 2 answers for this kind of question. So what is the right way to solve this kind of question? The right way to solve it is to say that this is the same thing as 3 raised to power x into 2 minus what? 9 equal to what? 0. And then you can say let this thing be what? Let it be y. So if you say let 3 raised to power x be what? Be y. That means I'm going to have what? Y squared minus 9 equal to what? 0. You can see now. So here I'm going to have what? Y squared equal to what? 9. Then I will square root both sides. If you square root both sides, you are going to have y equal to plus or minus square root of what? Square root of what now? 9. And you see, that will be what? Y equal to plus or minus 3. That means our y is equal to what? 3 or minus 3. Are you seeing that now? So I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere. So if y is equal to 3 or minus 3, then you are going to recall that what? our y be y, it also means 3 raised power x equals to y. So that when y equal to what? 3, I'm going to have what? 3 raised power x equal to what? 3. Abi? Now, how can I express this? I can also say that 3 raised power x is equal to 3 raised power 1. Because anything raised to power 1 is that thing. Are you seeing that now? Then 3 will cancel 3 and x is equal to 1. You can see that when I solve it using that method 2, I got 1. Are you following now? So if it is okay, let me finish first. Then now when y equal to minus 3, you know our answer is 2. 3 and minus 3. So you are going to have 3 raised power x equal to what? Minus 3. What will you conclude here now? No solution. Are you seeing that now? So our only solution is x equals to 1. So if this is a theory question, you have to solve it like this. But if it is an objective question, then you have to solve it the first way I did it, which is what? 3 raised power 2x minus 9 equal to 0, and that is what? 3 raised power 2x equal to what? Bring this here. This will what? 9. And this is 3 raised power 2x equal to what? 3 raised to power 2. This will cancel this. 2x equal to 2. Divide both sides by 2, and then x is equal to 1. So if this is objective question and you solve it this way, you are correct. But if it is theory question and you solve it this way, you are wrong. But if it is theory, you solve it like this. Alright. So if you have questions, feel free to ask your questions. Alright. So this is an exponential equation. Alright. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Alright.